Hi everyone, I'm Nimrod. I'm the co-founder and CEO of Simplex. I'm very happy to be here in Tel Aviv, where it's completely okay to be with t-shirt on stage. We're a global fraudless payment solution. We provide online businesses, global online businesses, with the ability to accept credit cards with zero chargeback fraud. We're around since 2014. We raised so far about $8 million. We're profitable since middle of last year. We're just around 90 employees right now. We're processing hundreds of millions of dollars per month. We reduce fraud while we increase your conversion, which is a very important point. I'll touch that in a bit. We maintain a chargeback ratio of around 0.2%, but for the merchant it's still zero. We're dominant in the cryptocurrency market, as Marco mentioned, and we're expanding into other verticals as well. So what does fraudless online payments mean at all? You need to remember that credit cards weren't really meant for the internet. Credit cards were invented in the 50s, wasn't much of an internet then, and were somehow squeezed into online usage in a way that isn't very fitting the model of the users, right? When you're swiping your card in a store, the card reader is reading the entire magnetic stripe, has all the information. It's called a card present transaction. Whereas when you're making a transaction online, you're only providing fully visible information. The name on the card, even the CVV on the back is fully visible, right? There's not much security there. And as a merchant, if you're making a transaction online and someone is using a stolen credit card or a compromised identity and the transaction ends with a chargeback, meaning that the rightful owner of the credit card finds out, this chargeback will come back and bite you in the rear. You will be the one left without the money. Credit card company stays whole. The credit card company is compensating the buyer, the original user who owns the credit card, and you're the one who money was taken out of his cash box. And this is a flaw based on the infrastructure created by the credit card companies. And this is exactly what Simplex is coming to fix. So with Simplex, you're taken into a world without fraud. For you, there is no fraud. You would never see a chargeback when you work with us. The way we do it is we become basically the checkout experience. We take control over the transaction itself, the checkout experience itself. We analyze a lot of information around the transaction, and then we continue and process it in a way that we feel safe to say that for you, it's completely guaranteed. And as you can see, it's a pretty good model. It's working quite well for us. I'd say it's a lot because we chose to start from the cryptocurrency ecosystem to start with. But the data is out there in every transaction, and our system is data hungry. We collect multiple pieces of information, whether it's browser information, user information, merchant information, underlying information, free web information, data sources, and multiple other small pieces of information. When we're able to combine all of this data and process it in our AI system, and we're able to reach a conclusion at the end that we feel safe to continue the transaction. All of that is done in real time in a way that the user doesn't feel any delay. Because we've put our money where our mouth is, meaning that had any transaction that we've processed ended up in a chargeback, we pay the merchant, so the merchant is kept whole. We have to employ additional measures, and we try to keep incentives for us and for the merchants the same, meaning that we're not trying to block any transaction that seems problematic, but rather we try to continue and process every transaction. We like to call it zero decline policy. We try not to decline anyone. Instead of declining, we're trying to ask for some additional verification. Let's verify your phone number, let's verify your email, ask for a passport, video selfie, Facebook Connect, bunch of other things. And create a very unique situation where, first of all, conversion is massively increased. On the other hand, hackers find it very hard to do a penetration test on our system. because they never know when we know that they're bad guys. Apart from that, we're continuously building our blacklists based on the information that we receive from all the futile attempts to attack us in those transactions. So as said, we started in the cryptocurrency ecosystem, which I love and I'm involved in for about 5 years now. Hyper-growing market, I'm sure all of you heard about it, at least, hopefully own some as well. We have a huge competitive advantage just by being in this very high fraud risk environment. We see all the risks, all the interesting attack vectors way ahead of anyone else, and we're able to improve our system constantly based on that. We're dominating the vertical, we're profitable, and we're adding additional services through this market. This is one quick review of a case study of one of our top-tier cryptocurrency exchanges that works with us. As you can see, the effect was immediate. Many exchanges are not sure that the mainstream users are ready to buy with their credit cards, but as you can see, there's a huge impact on the revenue, even if not such a huge impact on their total trading volume. As you can see, there's still a lot of work to be done in the non-crypto world. In the regular ecosystem of e-commerce, there are quite a few segments that suffer a lot from chargebacks, and there's a lot of space for us to utilize our system, our ability, our knowledge. We marked these 4 ones to be the first one: marketplaces, luxury items, travel industry, and financial services. One of the biggest issues is that most companies working in the fraud mitigation ecosystem are trying to minimize fraud, but they don't really affect conversion. We're the ones who are actually able to increase the conversion and not lose the transactions that are currently being lost. This is a case study on our one client outside of the cryptocurrency ecosystem. As you can see, after 1 month of 100% of their volume going through the Simplex system, chargeback ratio dropped immensely from over 1% to 0.1%. Conversion jumped from 90 to 96%. So I think it's safe to say that we're doing a pretty good job in this ecosystem as well. Thank you very much.